Ooh! Hi, we're back with more Stanley Parable. Last time we finally tackled, Ultra Deluxe content, because I feel like we finished every option in the vanilla route, so... we'll see. We were in the middle of a Deluxe run when I last left off. Where the fuck is it? There we go. Let's put it. As usual, I'm very sleepy because I had to wake up a bit sooner than usual. And my stupid ass stood later than usual, too, because... What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specification, but who hasn't? It's just what I do. Like a day job. Now the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I got all the data on you that I can. Still don't really know you. You don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. The games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? Don't you fucking call me out like that. That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still some more setting I need... hold on. Did I? No, I did not. Hold on. Oh. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's really not my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. Talk soon. Wow, what is that? The sequel to Stanley Parable Electric Boogaloo? Yep. Alright, we did one route in this, I think.
This is...
Yeah, whatever.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Increase the volume a bit on OBS's end. Let's not take the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
So when do we get to see the hole?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, sure,
And
that's...
so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Do we go down, or do we... It's just, yeah, follow the route. Oh! Right, I forgot that we need to pick the collectibles. Somewhere red and blue, okay. Something to do with stairs, okay. I guess I do have to find the figurines.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
I don't know.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1. Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So we got the one from here now. It's coming back to me now. A place with a lot of boxes. What could it be? Could it be the hangar?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
No Stanurine or whatever the fuck you call it.
As the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power
Where's my collectible?
over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, my knuckles.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes, he had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, we're still missing a few more. Alright, somewhere red and blue, I know that one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Take the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to
I
him.
love that the bucket
telling
got
him
physics,
that
like the handle is
empty
moving when
lounge
you
was simply
move.
the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
There it
cargo
is.
lift, yes. Go there. Go
How
to
do I
the
get-
cargo lift.
How would I get there? Oh.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anmarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anmarines. None of us can.
Okay. What the? This is new. This is very new.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track.
Hi, Vex.
Nothing feels real anymore.
Oh, yeah.
The longer I study this bucket,
Hmm.
the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done
This
it,
is a bucket.
it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my...
I wish it were really easy to make
ticket.
money.
But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Oh, okay. Hi, Cat! Oh my god, Cat, it's been a while. Wait, what? Why are we doing Cthulhu? Why are we doing Cthulhu shit? Been a while, Cat, how are you? Alright, so now we're missing one more figurine.
All of his co-workers...
And the last one should be somewhere red and blue,
Stanley
which
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Which
simply missed
is-
a memo. The confusion
with the blue and the red door, I'm
all
assuming.
seemed to
That's the
melt
only
away
clue I
as
have.
Stanley embraced the bucket.
How are you, Cat? How are
Stanley
you?
clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
I'm
Yes,
good. I
it
finally
was.
went to the
Yes,
city
perhaps
hall
it
this
truly
morning
was.
to get my
How
address
insightful
changed
the
now
bucket
that I
turned out to be.
moved out. Ah! I love that you put the fucking emotes out of order too.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
Drink, Wawa.
Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Real.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the
I
cargo
mean,
lift.
maybe this weekend a cop will come to my
said the
place
bucket.
to
Now ride the lift all
make
the way to
sure
the
I
top.
live there,
There's something up
actually,
there
and
I
I'm not
need you to do.
lying.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of
I
course,
hope it's
because
fast.
buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright, somewhere red and blue.
No, stop! Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past
Oh,
this
come
point."
on.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences
Why? It's a
on the
fucking
entire
bucket.
rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Okay, can I drop it?
Please, step in here for a moment.
No, I wanna drop it. What the fuck?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Oh, are we gonna answer this correctly or not?
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Do we answer wrong or right? I'm gonna piss off the narrator, I think it would be funny.
Correct. It is a hologram
what?
of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
You gotta be shitting me.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D visual
Fuck.
recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What the fuck? It's still a bucket, it's functional.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
There we go.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
Oh, you know.
Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Me, the buckets were the ones we. Wait, what? Are you are you okay?
Is this a bucket?
Yes. Yes.
Correct.
Wait, what?
This is a bucket. Item
I tried
6.
young person gets them often. Oh yeah, it does get them often. Yeah, when the farmers are pissed and they want the politicians to do something, they come to Brussels. They do that. They do that. And they will fucking like bring cows too. I remember like some farmer brought cows too, and you could pet them. They were chill as fuck. And they were like, they had, and some of the tractors they had custom horns, right? One had the fucking cucaracha and one had Daryl the Sandstorm. So imagine just hearing like, what the fuck? Are we going crazy now? Okay, no.
Trick
What?
question. Both.
What? Let me tell you, like, when I first moved to Brussels,
Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one.
when I first moved to
It should be around
Brussels,
here somewhere.
right? Like, my first night at 3 a.m., I just heard that side, oh, and I was wondering who the fuck is doing some kind of avant-garde choir shit, right? Right? I thought someone was fucking singing outside. So, like, groggily walk up to my window, I pull the curtain and I see a bunch of fucking tractors in the freaking streets. I'm like, oh, it wasn't singing, it was like tractors fucking honking. Well, I'm gonna try going back to sleep, I guess.
Yes, thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true.
Yes, what if
Unless-
everything was is a
Answer me straight, Stan.
trucket?
Are you trying to tell me
Bucker.
that you believe everything is a bucket?
Yeah.
You know what?
It's a bucket if you try hard
I refuse
enough.
to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Wait. Let me see.
Stanley, I can't keep doing
Let me
this.
see.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't
divorce?
have that. I'm sorry, but I'm going to erase all buckets from
Okay.
the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
okay. Let me show you something first. Let me see if I can find. Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. You can do better than that.
What? The fuck? What the fuck? Bucket? What do you mean bucket?
Yeah. Oh no, what do you wanna clip, Vex? I'm afraid. Fine, I'm please. I think that was the Switch version too. I think that was the Switch version he played, and it still was fucking glitched to hell. Alright, no bucket this time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
That's where the last figurine
Stanley
is.
decided to
The
go
red
to the
and
meeting room. Perhaps
red and
he had
blue
simply
door.
missed the memo.
I have Skyrim, maybe I'll play it eventually. I also have the original Oblivion.
When Stanley came
So
to a
I don't
set
know.
of two open
Not now,
this
but
was not
eventually.
the correct way to the meeting room.
Once I
Stanley
either
was
finish
well.
either Undertale
Perhaps he
or the
wanted to
Stanley
stop
Parable
by
at
the
some point,
employee
guess
lounge
what?
first,
I have
just to
both the
admire
correct games.
Standing now in this
War
incredible
for
room,
Cybertron
Stanley
and
for
Fall
the
of
first
Cybertron,
time
and eventually
eager
gonna
to get
tackle
back
those
to
bad
business,
bitches.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Talking about Brussels, what do you mean talking about Brussels? Oh, right, yeah. The
Stanley
clip.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Welcome to Brussels, where the drivers drive like fucking
Stanley,
Italians
I
and they
think
wanna
perhaps
kill
we've
you
gotten
real
off on the
bad.
wrong foot
And
here.
also
I'm not your
the
enemy, really, I'm not.
yeah, it's
I
a city.
realize that
In the
investing
city,
your
people wanna
trust in
kill you
someone
real
else
bad.
can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
It apparently been found out that Belgian drivers are like the
Someone
worst on the
you've been
planet.
watching, Stanley.
There's been a survey.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for
Fucking
others?
shut
Are
up.
you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something
Okay,
beautiful.
red and blue, where are you, bitch?
Let me
There
prove
you are.
that I'm on your side. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for?
Oh, I thought you could go, like, past the door or some shit. Damn. Do I have to, like, off myself again?
Here, yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going?
Yeah, I had to kill myself again, I guess.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I'm
Please,
sorry.
No, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No!
True. But I like making him suffer. You know what?
You lived. You had me worried there for a moment.
See, resume the game again. I think I have to do some more rounds with the bucket. I think. When do we get to the hole? I want to see the big hole that kills me when I fall into it. Whoa!
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Yeah!
I would love nothing more than to revisit...
Why is it like a
the
gothic
figurines
fucking church?
just one more time.
Okay, give me a second to pro.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Oh!
And here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
I'm itchy. Ugh.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Boss's office.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, behind the boss's office. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
I don't know. My memory can be super selective about random shit.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
No?
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember.
No, we
being
did
in this
not.
room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened. This was the 5th mini-Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
They're fucking bad quality too! Oh my god, this is beautiful. it needs a fucking hypercam, like, watermark on it. I'll register hypercam too. This is so good. This is so good. Man, kids who grew up now, like right now, they won't understand what this is supposed to be referencing to. Remember when YouTube had those like shitty fucking crusty videos? Yeah, I do, man.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video.
I believe you.
8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Damn, you're quick at editing.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you
I'm
picked
throwing
up a
back
fiddly and I
whiteboard
thought to
style.
myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
What the?
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue
Wait, what?
doors. I remember this.
What? How many figurines are we
The
getting?
figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Can I kill myself? Whoa! Ah! Video jump scare.
Yeah.
Can I kill
Love
myself?
that video.
Can I do that? Like, I want to try, but also I don't know if I want to.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though.
Because it didn't
A fine
happen.
room.
It isn't real.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one. This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
The Figley Parable. Oh boy.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes, the 2 doors! Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship.
Damn.
And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
It's different.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Shrimp check. You fool! I was already unshrimped!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Nah.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place adventurous.
What the fuck?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you,
You're my
Stanley.
favorite character, the baby.
We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
And the line.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite
Really?
jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new.
She's red because she wants to
that's what
fucking
the
kill
fans
you.
want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
No, not the music again! No!
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
Yes, it's as classic
What?
now as it was back
Hey,
then.
now, that
Let's
wasn't
do it
there.
for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh, fuck.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer
Jesus, calm down.
merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn
Should we do
bucket.
it?
Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh, we're dead. Oh.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were...
The screen is so white, I can see all the nasty shit on my screen. I need to clean it. Okay, there's some more routes I'm missing for this specific expansion.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all
It's
I need.
different, right?
If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where, coming to a staircase,
Let's go
Stanley and
down.
the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down.
Oh, hold on a second.
Down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but
The
said
fuck
nothing
is this
at all.
emote?
That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside him all along.
No way!
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
What the fuck?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What the fuck?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
The lines keep changing every time I start a new run.
Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
What if I kill myself with the bucket?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did, but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket,
There we go.
his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Okay. What else can we do with the bucket?
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started. And if
It changes
did,
the lines every
stopped
time.
shortly after. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Go there, go in the dark.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Go there. Go in the dark. This time we
Now
unplug
pick
the
up
phone.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Because I hate my wife!
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Oh yeah, let's go.
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh,
Amazing
in all
art.
likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Okay.
To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds.
good fucking
and
luck.
no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Danny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on
Data?
how red
What
they
data?
were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same
Long.
question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing
Brilliant
at
humor.
some point, you
Why is
gut-busting
that?
little scamp.
It's not.
After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war
What
to
the-
fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our
Cause.
children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Yo, am I playing Helldivers 2 now? What the fuck is this shit? Hello to
This
democracy!
video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the
For
and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back. I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke.
Hey man, don't be so hard on yourself.
I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional
No.
video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors...
I'm gonna give
they
this man a
entered the
like a
door on the
fucking
left.
life crisis. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hurt him. I need to fucking torture him. Fuck this guy.
What?
Oh,
We're
is it
back
gonna
at the
look?
phone already? No.
Oh.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they
Like,
entered
if
the
I keep
door
doing
on the
that...
left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh, okay, yeah, it tells me to go back.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructions?
Well, yeah, but like every time I went there, it was bad.
There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
Leave me alone.
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Bro, you good? Oh god.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No.
No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay, what now?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture.
We pick up the phone now.
Distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Alright.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket. This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
This is like the motherfuckers thinking like chatbots and shit are real friends. A nice apartment. This is a nice apartment. What the heck? I mean, it's not very spacious, but like, I kind of like... Wow. Press you to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate
Nasty
metal
sink,
object?
wash it.
I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
But I can fuck it, maybe. I don't know.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares
Bucket.
about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm having feelings.
We're gonna fuck the bucket?
No. What's going on?
Yeah! Bucket
Hear
sex!
what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand.
What a nice bedroom.
Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
This is the end.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand.
The lines change.
It was
I
only a
wonder if
matter
it's
of time
over.
before he found the others, wherever they were. Ah, the embrace of an old friend.
What's another route we could do?
Stands the test of time.
What's a route we could do? We've done
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
pretty
to
much
his chest
everything
and
there,
closed
right?
The door on his left.
did both fun variation. We jumped off the thing. We did the red blue door, but we couldn't go there because it made me to do the test. We went down. We haven't done the quote-unquote escape in the attempting to
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd...
We did the downstairs one.
To a staircase, Stanley
So we could do
and
the either the
bucket
self-destruction
walked upstairs to the
ending
boss's
or
office.
the self-destruction or the escape, quote-unquote.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I don't know. Strange. We're gonna do the escape first. Let's see how it goes.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Let's do that.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Bucket saved me.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was
Okay,
crushed
drink.
violently to death.
There you go.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Welcome to the grand exhibit. You're standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full, enriched, and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of the exhibit? Will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? Bucket? What do you mean, bucket?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
That's not 25 buckets. Can you people fucking count? There was a line. Where did it go? Huh. Dozens are put to death for attempting it. Burn the bucket. Learning that there are dozen nations to war with one control bit on society inspired. Okay, what the fuck? Oh. You guys hear the unga bunga in the back? The stress bucket, okay. And yes, what do you mean? Bucket by H.P. Lovecraft.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
So powerful. Hanging bucket. The piece symbolizes the business and relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp for the bucket may be. This. Huh. Oh, that's the hole! That's the hole! The hole where you can fall forever. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. You can't fall into the hole.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps the bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What was the route you did, where you did go to the boss office, but like,
Stanley
it was
needed the
wrong,
bucket's
like you
warmth
had to
to
input a voice code that didn't work.
Perhaps his boss's office was where, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed.
Oh, there's also the falling off the...
His own life
falling
in
off the
someone
platform
else's
too, ending,
control.
I guess, for the
Never.
bucket.
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His
How
one
much is
friend
there to
in
do
the
in
entire world. At
in
this
the
point,
Ultra Deluxe
he
edition?
could trust
Jesus.
no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Let's blow this place
They
up.
fight, but at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Evil bucket.
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly.
Seagulls!
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Awesome! Yes! This was made for me.
Stanley
This was
flipped
made
through
for
one
me.
video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and
Parrots.
surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Cute.
The mind controls were only a facade to
Duck.
disguise its true
Oh, that's
intentions.
is it a fucking Nile goose?
This all along.
It looks like a Nile
Stanley
goose.
marveled at the metal
love these
beads
birds.
in his hands. The one who had pointed
great
him towards
birds.
this incredible discovery.
Owls!
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live
What bird is
streams
that?
of the
That's so
silliest
pretty.
birds imaginable.
Pretty bird.
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this
Oh, that's
one was
the
surely
spatula.
the best.
What the fuck do you call that thing?
And Stanley was happy.
Oh, feeding the babies. Wait, what? No, I want to look at the birds. Aww.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky.
What was the route you need to do in order to get like the wrong boss office?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Give me a second.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I don't remember what the route was to get this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
There you go.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely
That would hurt, I
cushioned
think.
his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well.
How did they find that?
Kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paneer.
Where are they getting the food?
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to
Wow.
feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
No.
It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time. I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we? It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so...
It's a route, I'm trying to remember.
Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How in... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
God, I can't remember the fucking route for that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
What's the fucking route? I don't remember. Oh. Wait, what happened there?
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective, yet delicate, assertive, yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What am I missing?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Oh.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it
I
must
want
be,
to, though.
given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner?
What?
Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Can I put the bucket away? Oh well.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Oh.
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay. Can we leave? What's going on anymore?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I feel like I'm... What else should I be doing, bruh? Rich is a crime. Bro, I don't fucking know.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Is there a flowchart I can
By
consult?
this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always.
I need to look something up because I don't know how much there is left to this.
The two of them were inseparable. At
I
this
feel like
time,
I
Stanley was
did
so absorbed
pretty
in
much
the
most of the
tender
routes so
spiritual
far.
connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Something suspicious. Gonna be a flowchart. Let's see. Dear God. You know what? I think I've been streaming for long enough, and I kind of want to like... And I think I'm gonna stop here for tonight because I'm a bit tired. I had to get up a bit early. Tomorrow I'm gonna try doing some more cleaning and shit like that. Yeah. Oh, there's an epilogue? Shit, let's check it out before. Oh. Right. This, I think I remember that. Wow. Holy shit. Oh. You tried to tie the just which underscores how truly disappointing wasn't this cool. For the first game team originality, he said it didn't inspire enough insulted its fan base, and enjoy. Hmm.
Jim.
Oh, nice popping in the back. Did you see that? Keep pushing the buttons.
Jim.
Oh.
Stanley. Jim.
Oh. Hello again. Nice to see you. It's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. You read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. For a legacy. Keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it from the mud and back. If people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard, in fact. I'll show you. Together, we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. Simple. All we have to change is the number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for the game. Yo, skeleton! Stanley's tiny boyfriends? Yeah, his many boyfriends. Stanley Parable 3, Stanley's Tiny Boyfriends. It's absurd, I love it. Every time we restart the game, we'll advance in the murder of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. We no need to do that. It's just to be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. How we fucking end this? I understand, sometimes we're not ready to move on. That's fine, if you were to change your mind and want to start inventing new sequels, come talk to me. I'll be right there. Huh. Well, we'll look at that next time then. Alright. Thank you for watching. I stream on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after 9 PM Central Times, and sometimes on Fridays at 8 PM. Right, Friday, we're going to start 1000 Time Resist. Been looking forward to play that one, and we're gonna see if there's someone I can raid. Hacking Flop is playing Binding of Isaac. I'm gonna raid them now. No Tiny Boyfriends. We'll see. I'm gonna raid them. I'm gonna attack them. Attack Flop right now! Attack them! Watch their stream! Alright, bye.